Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Scottsburg Board of Works, Board of Public Works and Safety. This is November the 13th, 2024. And we begin by our call to order. That's what we're doing right now. So we'll go next to our roll call by Clerk Treasurer Jan Harding.
Mary Amick.
Here.
Karen Gracious. Here. Tom Lewis.
Here.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from October 2023.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to go down to the Highway 31 repair quote. And this is going to be brought to you by Donna.
Hello, how are you all? There's just a little memo for you. But, so earlier this year, the city identified an area adjacent to the 899 North Gardner Street where approximately 335 feet of storm drainage was in need of repair. So in October, we sent out and requested quotes from 3 excavating companies, including Kevin Brown, Temple & Temple, and Coombs Excavating. So we received 2 quotes, one from Temple & Temple in the amount of $34,250. Coombs Excavating was $109,000. We did not receive a response from Kevin Brown, so after review of the submitted quotes, we recommend that the project be awarded to Temple & Temple and for the quote amount of $34,250.
Why is there so much a difference in the price?
I have no idea.
They didn't want the job.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. That happens from time to time. When people are busy, they bid high.
Wow.
Yes, Josh Hillman is just thinking that this is an adequate number of them.
Yeah, he reviewed it. He was not able to be here.
So we need a motion to accept the bid. Is that what we're doing?
We do.
I'll make the motion to accept the bid from Temple & Temple for $34,250.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any questions, comments about this? This came up with somewhat of a dispute with the state of Indiana and Scottsburg, and so they came and plainly told us this is our issue. And it is on North Airborne, up by the old Cliffs Drive-In, kind of that area. So it's basically kind of by the dollar store.
Okay.
Dumpster up there. So it's something that is beyond, we don't have equipment to go down and this is deep and things like this. That's why so with that said, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions about this?
No.
Okay, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the aye, unanimous, thank you very much. The next thing we have on our agenda this evening is a Bacala lease extension agreement. And Jan, you want to tell us just a little bit about that? That's with,
I can do it.
okay.
It's just extending the lease at the Bacala Center for the Child and Family Advocates, Inc. This is with Shannon Mount. She has been there since 2021, so it's just extending the lease that's already in place.
I'm sorry, this was with just Shannon?
This is for her business, Child
I
and
see.
Family
Got it.
Advocates.
Sorry. Yep. All right.
It says it's an amended amount. Did it go up or down?
It went up.
Up, okay. Make a motion, we approve the new lease agreement or extended lease agreement.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions about this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous there. We did have a big thing there this past year with the air conditioning heating systems, so that's all been repaired now. Next on our agenda today is the Hagerman Construction and DC Development. So let's go.
So I'm filling in for Mary Grace because she's sick today, but they advertised a BOT project for the Mid-America Science Park renovation, and the city received one response from Hagerman Construction. So we would recommend that the Board of Public Works make a motion to move forward with Hagerman to enter a scoping period. It does not obligate the city to any project or cost. It just determines the scope of the project and price. And I think Chris Bingham is here from Hagerman if y'all have any questions.
So
And this is for what?
this is basically for the scope for, at the Mid-America sign.
Mid-America Center.
For the renovation.
For the city hall.
For city. Okay.
Yes.
Renovations for city. hall.
Yes.
Gotcha, okay. And is the scope not included in this, right?
So we're not basically including any type of a, do you want to speak to this, brother?
Yeah, really what we're doing right now is programming to where we are gathering information from your city departments to figure out what we can fit in there and what space we really need. And we've just started doing the drawings, so that way we can put the drawings together, get some pricing, come back to you and say, here's how much it is. And what we're doing right now is really locally trying to find some local subcontractors to work with and talk to a lot of painters. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now, is just trying to find out what goes in each area.
So what are we voting on today? Just to allow them to do this and move forward?
Scope.
Yeah, this is the end of the scoping period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was the only response. We put out this RFP about 2 months ago, and we only had the one response.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make that motion. You know how to write that up. Jan?
Just enter the scoping period.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, figures what we're gonna call
Yeah,
it.
with no cost obligation.
Okay.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion and a second by Karen. Any other questions about this? So, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Our next thing today is our drainage approval for Conco expansion. That's brought to you by the fine folks at Carmen Buildings.
Hey guys, so I have this letter printed out. You might already have a copy. I'm not sure. I think we have a lot from DC today. So I didn't bring the actual drainage plans for you all to review because they were over 70 pages. Conco is expanding on Muir Road. It'll be a 150,000 square foot expansion. So in order for them to do that, they have to get development plan approval from the Plan Commission, and that will be on Monday next week. But in order for the Plan Commission to approve, you all have to approve their drainage plan. So we have a recommendation here for its approval from Josh Hillman and Mary Grace at DC. They reviewed it and see no problems.
Okay. I'll make the motion. We approve the drainage plan.
Tom Lewis makes the motion. Is there a second?
I said,
Second, okay. Any questions, comments about this? Okay, again, we have checked with, Carmen, I believe, has checked and worked with Josh Hillman.
Yeah, this is his letter. He and Mary Grace reviewed it,
Yeah.
reviewed their engine.
And I believe you've gone through and have found that this is totally capable of our stormwater our drainage there that's.
Yeah, absolutely. It won't cause any further drainage concerns than there already are, and might cause less, so.
So, any other questions for this? Okay, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. Next, we're going to what we call a Calix agreement, and that's brought to you by the fine folks at Stacy Skinner's.
Hi.
Hi.
So Calix equipment is for our fiber internet service, fiber to the home. We have two different services which we've had in place. One is for software upgrades, firmware upgrades, and the other one is a support cloud that allows us to support our customers. We can see, troubleshoot, and everything on the client side. There's two different agreements. We've already been in the same agreements, and it's just time to renew those. They go in 3-year agreements, and so I just need making a recommendation to have approval to sign into those. They're paid in 1-year increments. It's Calix Service Cloud, and the other one is Calix Cloud Foundation. And I just would like a recommendation to go into those, again, for our fiber to the home services.
So the quantity there, 500, is that?
That's the minimum, that's based on the customer count.
Customer
And
count.
then the other one where it says 50, that's the devices, because it's a firmware. software upgrades and things like that.
And where you're seeing the 96.95, that's per year. So we're not paying the 29.85, but that's just per annum.
And that's not new, that's not a new expense. We've been paying that. This is just a
It's
new,
just an extension.
yeah. Well, we're
Same
signing
price.
into the new one, yeah.
Yeah,
When their new one comes up, it's always a 3-year,
right.
but just so that you're aware of that. So,
And that's not, you said it's not an increase from last one?
No, from the pricing that I've seen on it, no.
Okay.
But I would like additional approval that I can sign on that because the agreement is crucial that we get it going and that we sign the invoice, or we pay the invoice upon receipt of this because it's now and we
It's
don't want.
now,
Yeah.
now or never.
And I've talked to Jan to make sure that she's okay with doing that, especially end of the year invoicing.
so the motion would need to state basically that we'll go forward with this, with our IT department head, Stacy Skinner.
Yeah,
Sign
broadband,
this. Broadband,
because this is broadband charges.
That's the motion I was just gonna make.
yeah. Okay, thank you very much. And is it seconded?
A second.
Karen seconds that. Are there any questions about this?
I do have 2 more if I can, or do you want me to wait till the end?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is more city IT side. I would like to make a request, and I wrote it down so it's very easy. Request approval for a camera agreement for licensing, cameras and storage to be signed, and invoices to be paid upon receiving invoices. Some will have installation modifications. Have this be paid out of Board of Works capital projects. We have received the first one, but would like approval to pay the others as we receive the invoices due to the end of the year being now. The 3 different clients that we could get invoices from is Structured Inc., Trace3, and Verkada. The camera system that we currently have, I know police chief is here, but we've had some that we've been put in place so that we have more storage. They're reliable, and they've got better feedback as far as being able to retain the footage. With the amount of cameras that we have, it's a whole revamp project.
So are these
I can
cameras,
see
what are they,
what
what are we filming?
Is
Activity,
this something we can say on camera?
just activity in the area.
Yes.
Oh, out, not in the building, out in the public, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
And the reason too, Tom, just so you understand, the board understands, what she's talking about, the end of the year, at budget time, the council has seen this as a need, and we have it mapped out how if we can pay it out of this year's budget, because there is money available.
Okay.
So that was kind of why she's asking for that approval to move forward on it.
Clarity, you have one camera now, but you're getting.
I got the trial ones, we have the invoice for one, but if I wait 2 more weeks, then we're gonna get crunched on getting all these to come in. I would like approval, it's up to you if you're okay with me signing off on them, or if you want the mayor to, it's up to you. It's just simplicity on, who's okay with it.
Don't get confused now.
Okay.
Are you okay?
And then I will get all copies of those for Jan to
So
have.
we'll have
Mhm.
her,
I'll make a motion.
And I have these wrote out, so they'll be
and you'll
easier.
give us a copy
Yes.
of that kind of on the motion.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
second.
I made the motion, Karen seconded.
Let's go forward to the camera agreement. Karen seconds that. Do you have a third one as well?
Okay, next one. Oh,
I'm assuming we're doing a vote on all 3 of them.
well, just go ahead and do that one, and then the next one's complete.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, that's a huge one, it'll be great for the city. The next one is a request for approval for another budgeted item, for the new phone system. The agreements are between NEC and 360 Networks to be signed. A request of approval for the agreement to be signed, and again, invoices be paid upon receipt for this year's budget. Phones, of course, when you're calling, they work, but we have an E911 compliance that we need to fix. We also have some functionality that will be great for departments being in and out of the offices. There'll be apps so you can actually get your calls on our phones as a department head. city council. Our conference phones will be much better. We've had issues with that. And there's just been a lot of, we host those servers in-house. That will be a lot of less maintenance, and a lot less stress. If anything were to happen, it's maintained through a corporation that handles phone services. So I have, like I said, those would be between NEC and 360 Networks, and would like that motion, to be able to do that and pay those invoices as we receive those.
So move.
Tom, motions on our telephone agreement. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen Gresham, Brad seconds that. Any other questions about these?
Does this totally replacing the old system?
Yes, and just information-wise, camera system will be phased in because obviously can't do everything in one day. Phone systems will be done and scheduled with departments and phased in, but we're gonna have to get everything in for this year's budget to be ordering to get everything in. So yes, it will be done, but we'll have to schedule everything and work that through. I appreciate it. It's been a lot of work. I appreciate everybody's patience and help, but it's gonna all be good.
We appreciate you.
Huge step forwards on both camera and telephone as well. And taking a whole new gander into moving, and so a lot of changes, and a lot of positive changes.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
That is, passes, so brings to the Calix agreement. Okay, next we have is our Fall Fun Fest comp time approval, brought to you by
I can,
Emily Keller.
we've done this a few times now with Mayberry and Fall Fun Fest, so, we're just asking for approval again for myself, Jill, and Stacy to use our, additional hours that we received for the Fall Fun Fest, as comp time. I would have earned 10 hours, Jill Baker would have earned 16 hours, and Stacy would have earned 21 hours. And that was for the festival back in October. So we're just asking for approval to use that as comp time.
So does that, and you take that time off, or you don't, or you get paid extra, which one?
We have to take it off.
Take it
We
off.
can't, yeah, we can't get paid out for it
Can't get paid.
as salary.
Does it carry over into next year?
Mhm,
So
yeah.
it has to be.
You gotta do it now and take it off for Christmas.
Yep, see you later.
This is a difficult time to do it. but-
I'll make
Very.
a motion, we approve the comp time for Fall Fun Fest.
Tom Lewis makes the motion on Fall Fun Fest. Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Karen seconds that. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much. Also, we'll stay with Emily on the Mid-American Science Park deposit return.
I am doing this for Amanda. It is the deposit for a Martin Lucas, and their event was on 11/2 of 24 in the banquet hall. She has checked over everything, and we need to return their deposit back to them for their rental.
I make that motion.
Tom Lewis makes a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen seconds that. Any questions about this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Now we have a train deposit.
Depot. Train depot.
Train depot?
That one's me too. We do this every year, if you guys can remember. The Purdue extension of Scott County uses the train depot for a few days for the home vegetable gardening basics class. This year they would like to use the train depot on April 8th, April 15th, and April 22nd from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. each night. It is for a home vegetable gardening basics class. It is a 3-part series designed for current and prospective home gardeners.
Who runs the Purdue?
This letter that I have here is from Tom Springston.
Okay, so Tom's the guy, so.
Yeah, we've done that
Yeah,
years now.
yeah.
I'll make a motion, we approve the
Tom Lewis makes a motion for Purdue.
train depot.
Purdue. What's it? Purdue.
I'll second.
to go forward to the waiver, Karen Richards, second. Any questions about this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Next, we're going right back again to the one and only, the Kelly.
That's me. I have 2 new hires. One is for the wastewater treatment plant. This position is the wastewater maintenance laborer intermediate, and the new hire's name is John Pageon. His start date will be November 25th, 2024, and he will receive a December sale stipend and a prorated, just for the month of December, clothing stipend. And we'll just do these both together. And then we also have a Mid-America Science Park hire for the maintenance position. And that employee's name is Charlie Baker. His start date will be 11/18/2024, and he will have a prorated cell phone stipend for November.
When's that date again?
11/18/24.
Thank you.
And I can send those to you, Jane.
I'll make a motion, we approve the 2 new hires.
Thomas makes a motion for Mr. Paget and Mr. Baker. Is there a second?
A second.
Karen Richards seconds that. Any questions about this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We're now going down to change the date.
Your guys' second meeting of December falls on Christmas Day, and Jan would like for us to meet the second time in December to get all those claims finished up. I think, Jan, did you suggest the?
I suggested the 30th. I
Okay.
don't know what everybody else has for that month.
That's fine with me.
It's always a busy time for all of us, but
Is it good for you, Karen?
It doesn't matter.
just look.
You
Josh,
okay
does that work for you?
So,
Monday, that's a Monday.
so Monday, I think it's
December 30th.
Mm-hmm.
23rd, yeah.
Pardon?
The 23rd.
No, the 23rds are, no, the 20th is our Christmas thing. The 30th is better, because that way we can get all the claims in for the year
I'm
without
not here
any.
actually available by phone.
Okay.
Same time. 1:30.
Whatever works best for everybody.
Fine with me.
Yes, 1:30.
But, yeah, 1:30 is fine. That gives us a little extra if we need it.
Okay. Motion to go forward. Is there a motion to go forward to move the meeting date from Christmas to December 30th at 1:30?
I'll make that motion.
Tom makes that motion. Is there a second? Karen Richards seconds that.
Second, yeah.
And any other questions about this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Thank you very much. Next, we're going to go to claim approval brought to you by Jan Hart.
Okay, I'd just be open for a motion to approve the claims as presented.
I will make the motion to approve the claims as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions about these claims? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. What announcements do we have? No announcements?
No.
Okay, so basically, I guess with no announcements, it seemed like we had something. So,
I've got one thing real quick. Assembly's asked on a lease for Craig, I'm gonna butcher the last name. Cabezas. So this would be for room 125 at the Mid-America Science Park. It's a month-to-month, $300 per month, security deposit of $300. I have it drafted, so my request to the Board of Works would be go ahead and authorize the mayor to sign it, and so we can go ahead and get this into effect before the next meeting.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
we have a motion to go forward with a new,
I'll get you the details, Jimmy.
Pardon?
I'll get you the details.
Okay.
I'll second.
lease for Dr. Weiss and, I can't see his name
No,
here.
he's paid through December, wasn't it? At the end?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not on there. We have a second by Karen. Is there any other questions about this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much. And that's such Josh, if we need to move that road, we can still move that road.
Yes, there's language in there, as far as relocation of the lease premises, that we would provide him basically same comparable size, configuration, amenities. He'd have a period of time to object. If we can't find something that suits, we would both be able to walk away from the lease.
Okay, good deal, good deal.
Good deal.
Okie dokie. Thanksgiving's coming up here in what, 2 weeks?
We meet the day before.
We do.
We have what, right after Thanksgiving, which is on a Thursday. On Friday, what?
Saturday.
Huh?
Saturday.
Oh, I'm sorry. On Saturday, what happens? Who knows?
Something about winter.
Christmas parade.
Christmas parade. That's exactly
Christmas
right.
parade, okay.
And what time does that start, pray tell?
6.
6 o'clock at night.
Yikes.
Wow. And who will be in that parade?
The Grinch.
Oh, the Grinch is going to be in the parade. Who else, pray tell?
Santa.
Santa's going to be? Is Santa have anybody with him?
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus. So Mrs. Claus, Santa, and
The Grinch.
the Grinch. What a combo. Put it on your calendar, so we will see you all Saturday at 6 o'clock. And what's the date?
November 30th.
November 30th. So, for a lot of fun. Have a great time. So with that, we will have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We're adjourned, so we're